Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of a digital detox. Sorry now. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of a digital detox. So around this time of year, me and my team are really good at communicating our boundaries in terms of switching off, which is very, very difficult when you work in social media, because obviously social media does not stop for Christmas. It doesn't stop for the holidays. So we have to be really, really super clear and communicating, but also making sure that our clients actually comprehend what we're saying, not just communicating it out. That we will not be available over the 2 weeks that we close our studio. And that's really, really important, because no other time throughout the entire year does our studio close. Okay, so obviously everybody has holidays and things like that, but the absolute truth about working in this industry is that even on weekends, even on evenings, even when we're on holiday, occasionally, in order for us to serve our clients to the absolute highest degree, those boundaries will get somewhat muddy or broken. Now, it can be very, very rare, and me and my team, both in-house and freelance, have gotten to this really fantastic state where we know, and there's a collective consciousness over what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. We do have boundaries in play, and we are all committed and motivated that even if those boundaries do need to be somewhat bent or shifted, it might be, 5:30 on a Thursday, and the person who is working on that account needs an answer from another teammate and might send a little message and ask for, the answer on that. I think most people, if they were completely honest, would admit that sometimes things like that occur. Yeah, all right, it's rare, but it would be wrong to say that it doesn't, especially in our industry. It is almost impossible to completely switch off. Okay, yeah, we're not responding to emails, we're not taking phone calls from clients, but are you fully able to move away even when you need to chat back and forth with team? Yeah, so you don't really get that the rest of the year, which is why we are so precious about these 2 weeks, because this is the opportunity where people can actually switch off and be with their family. Now, obviously, if they don't want to switch off, if they want to do a bit, then everybody has their opportunity to do that, and whatever they want to do with their own time is their own time, but they don't have to do work. They don't have to deal with client interaction. They don't have to deal with other teammates asking them for answers and questions and all the rest of it, because there's work still occurring. Everybody puts tools down for those 2 weeks. That digital detox is just completely cleared. Okay. And this is something that is so important in terms of mental health as well, because we in this industry, if you're a tech VA or if you are a business owner that's on social media for your lead generation connection, if you are working in social media in any kind of way, advertising, lead generation, even market research, even if you're a writer writing articles, whatever, you're consuming things over and over again that maybe you wouldn't be if you gave yourself the natural time to just be online whenever it works for you. So mental health wise, we consume more than your average person, and your average person isn't mentally equipped for how much they consume. So you can imagine for us in this field why it's so much more potent and actually so much more dangerous for us to not have regular breaks. So we take it really, really seriously. Do I need to stop recording? So we have to take it so much more seriously for our mental health because we consume so much more compared to the normal average user. And I think for everybody who works in this arena, it's really, really important to recognize how many of those small boundary shifts might be negated throughout the year in regards for you doing good performance or quality work, because sometimes they can go unnoticed and unchecked in a way that you don't actually recognize. Now, for lots of us, this is the same with just having a business. Like, I'm talking specifically about working in the digital space, but actually it's not just about that. It's very much about the fact that there are opportunities for business owners to do the exact same thing. How many of us have gone away with our holidays with our families and taken our laptops with us? And that's fine if that is a conscious, pre-planned thing. You know that there's going to be a couple of nice afternoons next to the pool where you can gently write your next article for LinkedIn, and you can do it in such a way that it will actually be enjoyable. That's fine. But what about those times when you're taking it away with you just in case something happens and you know you have to be the person who will sort it out? Checking your emails, making sure that everybody's on top of everything, making sure that nothing is missed. Those are the things that sometimes for us as business owners, we don't actually recognize we do. Checking our emails in the evening, for instance, or even worse, having them on notifications on our phone. It can be a massive, massive thing. So how much of the year, how many times are you actually allowing yourself to build into your calendar to allow yourself to have that digital detox? And if you haven't already put yourself in specific breaks where you're quite strong with yourself, you do have to be your own kind of bouncer in this. The accountability stops with you, my darlings, in terms of being able to preserve your own mental health when it comes to this stuff. And if you aren't already and you've got nothing planned in, I lovingly suggest that you do that for 2025, or also join us in doing that in terms of the Christmas festive period. Switch off for those 2 weeks. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't go on Facebook and talk to your friends and share pictures of your lovely Christmas dinner and, you sat with your family in your party hats with your crackers and all of that good stuff. That is the social aspect of social. I'm talking about you, for all of us, being able to recognize that social isn't just social for us, and we have, for lack of a better term, bastardized what is a enjoyable entertainment source or distractional source, like watching a TV or watching a movie, listening to some music. We've bastardized that into a business practice. Whether we recognize it or not, it's very, very easy to get sucked into actually going straight back into work mode and not giving yourself the proper detox from work that your normal general employee would be awarded, not just for 2 weeks at Christmas, often for 6 weeks a year. Okay? It's really, really important that we take care of ourselves in this way, and we do it unashamedly. We do it without any apology. And the best way to do that is to do it consciously and to be very clear and open and to give communication ahead of time to your clients, to your customers, and to your audience that this is what's happening. This is what is standard practice for you. This is the reason why you're doing it, and that you stand by it. Now, we're really lucky. We have the best clients in the world. I say all of the time, and I genuinely believe that we are the kittens that fell and landed on our feet, because we know that every single one of our clients is aware that we do this. Every single one of our clients will approve any work that we do over those 2 weeks as pre-scheduled work. We know that there is, no problems at all in any single one of our projects that we get to completely switch off. And what's really nice, because we're a team that's not just a team, but actually really close friends, it does actually mean that we can see each other through those 2 weeks, as in see each other on a social gathering, because we have to make those boundaries clear on a night out, not to be talking shop, because it's so easy for us to accidentally slip into a team meeting or to share something. And those boundaries, it's taken us years and years to kind of get right, but we're doing really well with that, and we're able to kind of identify when we slip into that mode. So we'll be able to get together and actually enjoy each other as people in our lives that we personally love, and not just people that we work with, which again is another muddy water that so often we as small business owners or family run businesses, we do accidentally bastardize it a bit. We do, muddy that water. So it's good to be aware of it. It's good to have the opportunity to give yourself the space from it and to have the autonomy to decide what you do and what you don't do. The one thing that I will say is that if you actually want to continue and it's not going to lead to burnout for you, maybe you work so infrequently that it's actually fine for you because the balance is okay, or maybe you take other times of the year to handle your time away or your mental health or whatever, then also don't guilt yourself for doing a bit either. This is a personal practice, okay? As long as you have got your well-being as a priority and you know what you're doing and you have a plan that works for you, that's all that really matters. But it is important, if you haven't considered this and you have had a busy year and every single break that you've tried to have has somehow had you led back, almost like gravity back towards a working mind, putting your brain back in that perspective, you might want to consider giving yourself an actual break. Take a break, my darlings. What's that fantastic Kit Kat advert? I mention it all the time. It was a salmon, because salmon like to swim upstream against the current. Take a break. You are not a salmon. Okay, and you deserve it, and you work bloody hard, and there's absolutely no problem in having a situation that allows for proper balance.